And she calls. Oh, of course she calls, obviously. Oh, my. Dark Knight is drawing dead.
Wise, I guess.
Here come the fiercest women in poker, absolutely dismantling the competition. These queens of the felt are not just keeping up with the guys, they're dominating them one hand at a time. We're showcasing the boldest plays, the craziest bluffs, and the most jaw-dropping hero calls made by poker's elite female players. Buckle up as we dive into the high-stakes action, where these poker goddesses show no mercy and prove why they belong at the top. Kelly's precision strike. In this thrilling clip, we witness Kelly in her element at a high-stakes tournament, showing why she's a force to be reckoned with at the poker table. From the moment the flop hits, Kelly seizes control of the hand, flopping big and skillfully maneuvering through a dangerous, draw-heavy board. Despite the looming threat of flushes and straights, she puts her poker skills on full display, showing she can play poker even when the turn and river aren't ideal.
Kelly with nines. Action falls around to her in the small blind. She's going to raise it up this time, and gagging deep with King Jack of Hearts. Expect him just to flat here. It's a very nice hand to play in position. And we see King Jack 9. What a flop for this blind on blind encounter. Kelly with bottom set, Gagan deep with top 2 pair. Fireworks are sure to occur. Kelly bets 375. Gagan with the option now.
This flop might be a cooler, but Kelly plays it with such finesse that it feels like she's outclassing her opponent every step of the way. On a tricky board, she goes for value, betting 375,000 into a million chip pot. This strategic small bet not only protects her if her opponent has the flush, but also encourages them to call lighter.
Whether just flat call here and let her continue to bluff in his eyes, or does he raise now? 2 spades on board. A lot of scary cards could kill some of his action here. He does make the call. Both players funking for a brick on the turn. Seven of spades may slow things down here. So I still expect Kelly to bet her set. Go deep. Just flat call now, again with top 2. Right, Kelly's gone small, 600,000. Interesting sizing.
Kelly's approach here is textbook, keeping her opponent guessing while controlling the pot. She doesn't back down when the turn threatens her potential winnings. Even though she doesn't scoop up the maximum, she still manages to take down a solid pot with precision and patience, showing everyone why she belongs at the top of the game.
Calls with that top 2 pair. Red 6 on the end. Kelly checks. Looking to elicit a bet from Gagan deep. Top 2 pairs. Got to feel very confident he has the best hand. There's no way I think you expect Kelly to check a better hand than this. 2.9 million chips in the pot. I like to see him go with a big sizing here. But she did bet twice. Wow, he's checked back. Incredible that he has not lost more chips in this pot.
Kelly's methodical play under pressure is amazing, and even on such a precarious board, she outplays her opponent for a clean win. This shows that Kelly knows how to navigate treacherous situations and emerge victorious, cool as ever. Live and let die, a lesson in aggression. In this clip, we witness poker goddess Liv take charge of a complex hand with the precision and fearlessness that have made her a force to be reckoned with. Liv, the only woman to win both a WSOP bracelet and an EPT event, finds herself in a high-stakes battle against Usman on a tricky board, navigating it like the seasoned pro she is.
Great shape here at the moment. However, the power position, sometimes it just doesn't matter.
Maybe Usman has other plans for every time he doesn't connect at any sort of texture. Seemingly, Liv should have the better ace in this situation. Usman could certainly be flatting the button with ace-jack, ace-queen. She's going to study this and find a c-bet. And if Usman decides to float, and I fully expect him to with that backdoor flush draw, power of position, he could take this away on later streets. I'd like to see him call 175. Represent a number of medium pairs that he would also not be giving up on. Liv knows all this.
He does make the call.
From the get-go, Liv plays aggressively, betting her king-queen high against Usman's king-9. It's a bold move that shows her willingness to fire chips even without a made hand. Liv doesn't wait for perfect cards, she makes things happen.
Turn is a 9 of spades. Flush draw now for Liv.
Yeah, very
Nines for
interesting
Usman.
card, and it's the sort of card where I expect Liv to maybe consider betting twice as a form of a semi-bluff. Still trying to fold out medium pairs. If she had an ace in her hand, she'd be doing exactly that. On the flip side, Jeff, for the times that Usman is floating, we could also consider a world in which we're looking to check jam. I think this is the safer route. You'd hate it to go check, and then you've missed out on that opportunity to simply just barrel here and take the pot down. Usman, decision time, either way ahead or way behind. If we just assume Liv has an ace here, we can get off of this 9 pretty easily. I just don't know if he's a believer. So hard to come up with 2 barrels with, let's say she had king, queen of hearts. Unlikely to be betting again. It would have to be this sort of holding to fire 2 shells. Looks like he is.
What a pivotal turn, bringing a card that improves Liv's hand, but actually puts Usman ahead. But that doesn't stop Liv. She keeps the pressure on, attacking the pot with the same intensity, proving that her fearlessness and poker instincts are razor sharp.
Once again.
Yeah, a non-believer.
The river is the deuce of spades. Flush comes in for Liv Boeree with 1.2 million behind.
Jeff, you know what to do here, right?
I imagine she's going to put a decent amount of her chips in the middle.
I'd wager all of them.
Yeah.
But a half pot
There it
size
is,
shove. And
all of it.
Usman now beats literally nothing, really, other than just a stone-cold
Just a
bluff, right? The
A bluff
spades
that
get
fired
there.
every street.
She had the ace. By the way, ace-x of spades is also a combination.
Liv's aggressive play continues, and now she's sitting on a king-high flush. By betting on both the flop and the turn, she masterfully builds the pot, setting herself up for maximum value on the river.
Usman's going to come to that realization.
1,000,000.
Time extension used, granting him an additional 30 seconds to act.
I give Usman a lot of credit for sticking around all the way here until the river. He did have the best hand, and I give him even more credit here for finding this fold. Came to the correct realization that
Though Usman folds in the end, Liv walks away with a sizable pot, all thanks to her relentlessly aggressive approach throughout the hand. Her calculated aggression proves that she's not just one of the best female players, she's one of the best, period. Kelly strikes again. If you enjoyed Kelly's first hand, then you are in luck, because she's back for another round of poker domination. This time she's up against Mark, and both players are about to prove that in poker, even a less than ideal hand can be turned into gold with the right moves.
Okay, it's very small. 10, 10, 3. Well, this is going to be fireworks between these two. Kelly defends with 10-7. Mark open 10-9. Wow, it's gone check on this flop. 6 on the turn. Split unlikely. Kelly cutting out. Well, pretty big bet. I like this sizing. Just under 2/3 pot. Again, Mark has a lot of...
Kelly decides to bet here, and we like that she is being aggressive, even though we know her 3-10s are not currently beating Mark. We are rooting for her and know if there's anyone that can navigate this tricky situation, it's Kelly. We also have to say, while both players slow playing 3-10s on the flop helped Kelly, we don't recommend slow playing.
Cleveland checks back this flop, you would expect. So when she bets, she has to go bigger to target that. Little does she know, she's betting into the dominating 10-9. Given you bet the 5-2 early, you'd expect him to bet. And he flops strong, and wow, that is a deathly card. The only saving grace for Mark is that the flush draw on the turn has completed. Kelly praying that's what Mark has made with top full house. And well, he makes a swift call. He's lost a lot less in this pot than he was supposed to. If he'd bet this flop, this would have been a very big pot.
Now, the commentators might argue that Kelly could have made more if she had bet earlier in the hand, but let's not forget, she was only a 12% underdog on the flop. She made sure to extract maximum value when she finally did have the best hand. That's what being a great poker player is all about, getting paid off when you're in the lead. Kelly continues to show us that in poker, patience and well-timed aggression can turn any situation in your favor. Game of cat and mouse. Next up, we head to Hustler Casino Live for some high-stakes cash game action, where Sia the bot faces off against Peter the wreck. This is more than just a hand of poker. It's a psychological showdown. Peter's got the guts, but Sia is about to prove that poker isn't just a game of cards, but also a game of wits. Sometimes being underestimated at the table because you're a woman can be a lethal weapon.
Could I get some new wine glasses, please? Wine glasses, yeah, it's like fruit flies in there. See if they have liquor 43.
Sia has certainly been aggressive at times, and look at Peter the wreck. He does not believe it. Throw in the fact that we're playing a stand-up game, and suddenly he is going all for it. He 4-bets to 4,200. Again, by the way, the stand-up game in this particular case is $100 each. So if you lose the stand-up game, you lose $800. That's it. And it makes people lose their minds. I love it.
Sia is in total control here, and it's almost like she's playing with Peter the way a cat toys with a mouse. With Jack high, Peter goes for an ambitious 4-bet, thinking he's got the upper hand, but Sia is miles ahead, patiently waiting for the right moment to strike. You can practically see her getting ready to pounce, knowing that Peter is digging his own grave.
Sign me up. So much fun. And Sia just calls. Oh, God. That is awesome. Just calls. King, queen, flop. Peter the wreck has actually flopped a gutter. And I imagine, once again, she'll just call this. I mean, she's got the ace of spades in her hand. If she's behind, you know, if she's up against a set of kings or a set of queens, so be it. She's not folding. No real reason to raise, I don't think. And she does move all in. I mean, I guess any play is reasonable. I just... Well, if your opponent's bluffing, let them bluff. I don't know if they're going to bluff anymore or not, but... Look at that. So not only does Sia the bot get the button, but she gets $6,600 added to her bankroll as well. She's now up like 20K.
Sia reveals pocket aces and rakes in a monster pot, leaving Peter in disbelief. Her calculated, patient play paid off, and she handled the situation like a true poker legend. Sia, the bot, isn't just winning, she's dominating, and this is only the beginning. The next hand she's about to get involved in, let's just say the stakes get even higher, and Sia's about to show the table why underestimating her was a huge mistake. Maria, take control. In this next electrifying showdown, Maria goes head-to-head with Jacob in a hand that shows just how fearless she is. Neither player starts off with much, but it's Maria who's about to flip the script in a big way. She proves that not only can she hang with the best, but she can also outplay them when the moment calls for it.
You know, like we've been watching her for 2 days, being very deliberate about all the decisions. And
can she play back on this board?
I mean, who can watch this and say that poker is not sport? You know, you've got the switch.
A lot of people I can think of. Do you want me to start naming them? And how long have you got?
I don't know.
The master of answering the rhetorical question.
Who can say these are not two athletes in the prime of their...
Oh, don't get him started again, for God's sake.
In the prime of their careers.
She's changed up her game. She hasn't got a strong enough hand to cool down with. Oh, okay, it's a call. Wow.
Maria goes from virtually nothing on the flop to top pair with a flush draw and a single card. It's one of those dream moments in poker, and Maria is about to make the most of it. With her newfound power hand, she sets her sights on getting maximum value from Jacob, and she's ready to use her poker prowess and a little girl power to do it.
God.
Okay, well, how much better a card can she have hopes of seeing on the turn? Top pair now and the flush draw. Now she can go back into check call mode.
We'll see how quickly he checks here.
I mean, that was an out of position float with her. Don't make no mistake. She had nothing. She was planning something on the turn.
By the way, under the heading of Jacob.
Well, that's all she could have been doing, Barney.
Yeah.
This takes heart.
Yeah, he doesn't switch off. I mean, I love the way he plays it.
It might not be hard. It might be stubbornness.
Their styles are so well set up for a great heads-up match because they've got opposite styles, haven't they? And a lot of it is card dependent, but now, you know, I think she was planning to do a check raise on the turn. And now she can just call because she's hit kind of like the ultimate bingo card.
Maria knows the only way to get chips out of Jacob is to give him enough rope to hang himself. She expertly navigates the hand, letting Jacob think he's in control, but the reality is she's setting him up for the ultimate bluff catch. Every instinct is firing as Maria crafts a plan to rake in this massive pot.
This is a give up. I say he gives up this time because you know, she called on that 2 diamond board. You know, she called again on the turn when the diamond came. What does he think he's going to get her off on the river?
Look at the color of his ears right now, Barney. I think he's determined. He's committed to a strategy.
Well, for a start off, she could have a flush.
Yeah, but I actually I actually think he's
well,
kind
it fits the story.
I actually think it's very, very important to him to get a bluff.
Oh, he has to bet really big.
After getting a bluff called, I think there's something else at work here.
He's overbet the pot here. He's overbet the pot.
I think she's going to find this call quicker than the last one.
It's unbelievable.
Maria takes her time, calculating every possible move Jacob could make. She's got to piece together the puzzle, and the stakes are sky high. With Jacob firing a massive bet on the river, Maria is faced with a difficult decision.
Jack, I think she's finding this call too, isn't she?
Now I think she's folding. Now I've decided she's
because
folding.
she's sat back in her chair.
I don't think.
Because she's only just got these chips.
It's because of the 7-8.
I think there's absolutely no chance she's folding here.
No, I think she's calling. The game just keeps on changing, and you keep seeing new things.
Still looks the same to me. That may explain quite a lot.
Here she is showing something that has not been shown much before. I hope whether she calls or folds, I hope she doesn't do it. Okay, 1 minute. So I don't know what Jacob had for lunch, but we are going to find out at some point.
Who's put her on the clock?
It can only be that Jacob's put her on the clock, and
how did he do that without
That's what I
lowering the
want to
hoodie?
know.
Does he wiggle his ears to it?
No, I mean, you know, weird things happen sometimes. I mean, people get
And there it is, the hero call. Maria, in a move reminiscent of legends like Phil Ivey or Daniel Negreanu, makes the right read at the right time. Her calm under pressure and flawless decision-making proves she's more than just a contender. She's a poker goddess in her own right. The confidence to make that call is what makes champions, and Maria just delivered a poker lesson for the ages. Kelly crushes the competition. Get ready for another round of poker brilliance as we revisit the unstoppable Kelly in her finest moment yet. In this clip, she takes control in a way only a true poker goddess can. It's Kelly versus Aaron, and both players are dealt massive hands. But there's only room for one winner, and Kelly is about to prove why she's a force to be reckoned with. This is our last Kelly clip of the day, and don't worry, we're not obsessed or anything. She's just that fun to watch.
Kelly peeling from the big deuce 3 in the same suit. And what a flop we have here. 9, 4, 5, 2 hearts. Kelly opening his straight flush draw. Aaron with 2 overs and the flush draw. Having opened from +1. And he decides to check back on this board. Oh my word. Have you seen a sicker hand? Straight flush versus nut flush. We are playing Texas Hold'em. These guys need to get themselves over to a cash game. Bad beats galore.
Boom! Kelly hits a straight flush, and the poker gods are smiling on her tonight. In a cruel twist of fate, Aaron catches a king-high flush with the same card. Kelly wastes no time and seizes the opportunity, betting her straight flush like an absolute pro, putting her opponent in a world of trouble.
60k bet from Kelly into Aaron, who now holds the nuts, and he's bet 60. She's bet 16 to 65 on a card that should favor him. He does make the call. Deuce on at the end. Let's see how much acting goes on in this pot. Both cannot wait to get their chips in. He's going to size pretty big here, I think. She's targeting ace-X a lot. There we go, 175, just a shade under the pot. Aaron will do his best acting job before jamming, and when he gets snapped, he's going to assume he's won. There's no way he's thinking she has a straight flush. This is a sickening hand.
Aaron must be feeling confident here, thinking he's got the best hand with his king-high flush. But little does he know, Kelly has set the perfect trap, masterfully building the pot and keeping him on the hook.
Does move it all in. She gets it in.
You're a pro. What the fuck? He's like GG. He's like GG. See ya. Get out of here. No tea time.
That was fun.
Kelly swoops in for the kill, collecting every last chip she can from the situation. While it may have been a cooler situation, don't let that overshadow Kelly's masterclass in poker strategy. Where most players might have slow played their straight flush, Kelly kept her foot on the gas, ensuring she got the maximum value from the hand. This is how a poker goddess operates. Calm, composed, and lethal at the table. What do you think? Is there anything more attractive than a woman who can handle her cards? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Goddess with a good hand. Up next, we feature Dyan, a fierce poker empress hailing from Brazil. In this hand, she faces off against Bruno and Gaston, showing everyone just how dangerous a strong hand can be in the right woman's hands. With calm precision and nerves of steel, Dyan proves there's no stopping her from claiming her rightful place at the top.
Gaston from the big blind, King Jack of Hearts.
Don't look for, I can beat it.
He's taking it 3-way. does bet, and it is going to get called in 2 spots. Gaston can easily have a king or a 4. The way this is played out.
Bruno and Gaston are in a world of trouble. They're both drawing dead with no chance to take the pot from Dyan. The pot is skyrocketing toward 5 million, and Dyan is in absolute command. She bet the flop beautifully, asserting dominance early on. But now it's time to see if she can extract maximum value from her 2 helpless opponents.
Move at 6. See Gaston without a bet now. He's going to do just that. 3 million, 2.9, pardon me. Flick it in. Full double up for Dyan, up to 15 million.
Dyan strikes gold, doubling up through Gaston. He underestimated her, holding on to a pair of kings, but it wasn't enough to stop this poker queen. Dyan drags in a massive 15 million chip pot, unfazed by the magnitude of her victory. With the composure of a seasoned pro, she shows us why she's not just a contender, but a true force to be reckoned with on the felt. Dyan double feature. We're back with another clip featuring the Brazilian poker goddess herself, Dyan. This time, she wastes no time getting right down to business, taking on Matas in a high-stakes hand. The action is already heating up post-flop, but Dyan isn't the type to back down. She's here to show why she's a force to be reckoned with at the table.
Well, we rejoin the feature table to find, wow, what a pot this is going off.
Oh, baby, Mattis.
So we're going to assume Gaston's opened and they both peeled, and it's probably gone check through, right, Ludo? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. Look at the size.
Said that. No, actually, it must be limped. Gaston's limped the button, because look at the pot size.
Yeah, you're right. He's limped, yeah.
And then it's all going to kick off on the turn.
Like,
let him value bet worse than the river. Let him bluff. Let him catch a draw if he's got some combo draw he's raised.
If he's got like 9-10 or something, like 9-5 of spades or something, like you're gonna have to let him bluff it on the river.
Well, she does re-raise.
But like, this is going to work out because Mattis.
Dyan brings pure aggression, re-raising to 2 million with a full house. No hesitation, no mercy. When good players like Dyan hit monster hands, they make sure to go after all the chips. Her timing and confidence here are flawless, showing exactly why she's feared on the felt.
Has got an 8. But usually, I'm saying, like, if Mattis has like 9-5 of spades here, he's going to just bin it because he could be dead.
Right.
Well, not dead with 9-5 of spades, you know what I mean? But some sort of like straight draw, flush draw, whatever.
Well, she limped from the small, so she would have.
Yeah, she's alright. Okay, I keep assuming that the button opened for some reason, but the button limped.
Yeah. 6 on the end.
If any at all.
Wow, she rips in for over pot.
Oh, I'm loving that. She's pretty sure.
Once again, Dyan demonstrates why she's such a dangerous opponent. We can't stress enough how much we love seeing her fire off big bets with strong hands. While many players would try to slow play and trap their opponents, Dyan understands that real monsters bet big. It's how legends are made and pots grow gigantic.
He's got an 8, and she's right, and is he going to be able to fold an 8? That is the question. If he folds here, good fold. Let's see if Mattis can find the fold, because it is over the pot. It's just over pot. So if you assume that there's no bluffs, I think you've probably got to fold. Good fold from Mattis.
Good fold.
In an unexpected twist, Matas folds 3-8s. Whether Dyan's bet was too intimidating or Matas simply recognized her strength, she forced her opponent to make a tough decision. While Matas may have survived this time, Dyan put him to the ultimate test for all his chips. The only way to consistently win massive pots is to play the way Dyan does, fearlessly and with maximum pressure. The bot is back. Sia the bot returns to remind everyone that women can absolutely crush it at the poker table. This time she's not holding pocket aces, but instead finds herself up against 3 other players with a much weaker hand. The question is, can she outmaneuver her opponents and turn a marginal hand into a winning one, like only a true poker goddess?
Hey, shocker, everybody. See the butt is fluffed. The joint.
Here's Sia again, calm and composed, showing her signature look of indifference as she sits on 3 nines. But don't let that poker face fool you. Sia is ready to strike, and the boys better watch out because she's coming for every last dollar on the table.
He's going to go for it here with ace 10. And he's not going to like it when it comes back over to Sia.
16. How much are behind?
It's always a little frustrating when you get through the first couple of players and you're thinking, maybe I'm good. Maybe I'm going to get it through. And then it's the last player who just kind of slams you up against the wall and kicks you right in the you know what.
I'm all in. All in?
What? Oh, no! Oh, my.
Goodbye, $22,000. We hardly knew ya.
Oh, wow. They just love Sia. They want to give her money. I mean, I don't even know what she's thinking about here. I mean, the problem is he has some bluffs in his range, but you beat a lot of the nines, like 10-9, 9-7, right? I mean, he just doesn't have pocket eights here, right? He's not playing pocket eights this way. And she calls. Oh, of course she calls, obviously. Oh, my. Dark Knight is drawing dead because we know the cards that are dead already.
Twice, I guess.
You can run it 44 times.
Overpair.
He says he has an overpair, but we know he doesn't.
Sia the bot lets the Dark Knight implode like a dying star. All she has to do is call and count up the chips. Being a poker goddess ain't cheap. Thanks for watching. To stay up to date with all the sickest poker suckouts, most colossal coolers, and most insane hands, make sure to like and subscribe.